Namaste. So this is the second part of the video. So what makes us tick? What makes us want to do anything? It is love. And what makes us hold back from doing anything is fear. So those are the basic conditioning of the mind that has us rotating this fear and love. We do everything because we love the people around us. We love each other, or we want to love each other, or we want to love ourselves, or we want to love God. So that is the question, is like, how do you give this love? How do you receive this love? And how do you see love in the world? Now, most people go around saying, we are one, we are one. But is that true? Are we one? We are one in the sense that we are part of this planet and we're not separate from it. And we came from the same place and we go back to the same place. So in that case, we're one. We're drinking the water of this planet. We're breathing the air. We are breathing the air that each other has breathed. So we are always part of each other. Also, in consciousness and thought, our thoughts do affect each other. So therefore, if all of us are in a positive mode, then the atmosphere itself feels positive and peaceful. If somebody is drumming up all sorts of negativism, then it affects everybody. Everybody becomes very despondent. So our very thoughts and our very words affect each other. It affects our ability to be kind to each other. And in this world, we grow up with, the feeling that we have to achieve so much. We have to achieve everything. We have to have a big house, we have to become rich, and we have to become famous. But if we look at the rich and the famous people, they don't seem to be happier than us, right? They go through the same thing. So what I want to say is that the human being, anywhere you are, goes through the same process of thinking and being and trying to get along in life, trying to become better people. Some people are just born evil and they just keep doing things. So this video, I'm sure, is going to be seen by people who really want to improve themselves. So as I was talking about love, we're supposed to be born from love. When two people come together and there's love between them, then love blooms into a new creation of a new being. So, love is where we came from. So, if we go to spiritual and esoterical thought, we would say God is love, or being in God is being in that love, because from love, creation happens. So, the Creator has created this world from love. And so that is why we are always seeking love. And sometimes we say love each other, but it is very difficult for us to love each other because we keep seeing faults in others which resonate our own faults. We believe that people should do this and they should do that and they should follow this and follow that. And so we can't love them, we can't agree with them. So that's a wall there. So the ancients figured this thing out. It's like if you love God unconditionally, then the science of how energy and the body works and spiritual being is that you would connect with your own heart. You would connect with God through your own heart, and your own heart will overcome with this love. So when your heart is so filled with love for God, then that love transpires to other beings, to the animals, the people, everything around you starts feeling that love. So in a way, you are giving that love. And when people feel that love, then they receive it and they give back love. So this is why they say love God with all thy heart, all thy might, and thy soul, because this is how you change yourself. Because you love your spouse, but you're always disagreeing. You love your child, but they don't listen to you, right? So this is the thing when people believe you can't have a relationship with God as a genie and say, God, I want this, I want that. Then God is a genie, he's not God. So this is how we should relate to God in the sense of opening up our hearts. Because at the end of the day, the universe was born, and love is the thing that binds us. Love is the thing that all creatures have in different ways. It's like you know the lowest the lower forms of love is like lust. The higher form is really love, and the highest form is the love of the divine. So we are always in these three modes sometimes, and we have to understand what really love is. So the key to everything at the end of it all, you know like, hate is the lack of love, you know so there's so many things. Someone might be courageous, they might have a lot of courage. It's because in a past life they worked on courage, so now they have courage. So if you want courage, you look at somebody who has courage, who has that inner strength, and see how they operate, so you can learn something from them. But anyway, it's like 6 minutes already, but I feel I should go on and talk about other things. So as you start your week this week, uh, you have to put aside. Now, in the old days, there was no need for people to really meditate. You worked the land, you did a lot of manual stuff, so your mind wasn't so corrupted. Not corrupted, I shouldn't use, but there was not so many thoughts and so many duties and so many things to do. It was simple life. Now life has become a little more complicated, although it seems easier. Everybody is doing better. The standard of living has you know become better. There are countries where people are still suffering. So these things will always be happening. It's not new. But this video is for the person who is really working on themselves. So you know you can't you can't lecture for everybody, because the lecture is going to be different for according to where you need to change your life. So so it's like whatever we have, we have worked for it, and whatever you fill yourself is what you're going to give out to the world. So if you fill yourself with kindness and love, that's what you're going to give out to the world. If you fill yourself with negativity, that's you're going to give out to the world. So the key thing is you have to start working on yourself to give out positive thoughts, positiveness in the world. Sometimes life is not always positive, and you must understand that happiness is not grinning all day. You know, there will always be things that you have to work through, because this is the earth, this is the plane, this is what life is. It's never going to be the same every day. But we expect to change by not changing anything about our life. Like, let's say you're dealing with some kind of addiction. You have to start changing some process in your life, either physically, mentally, or spiritually. And that's going to change your brain and nervous system. So you might start by running, or walking, doing some physical activity. You know, For the mind, you sit down, you contemplate, and you can't do that if you have an addiction. So you need a mantra, or you need some positive affirmations to begin the process. And but everybody can start believing in God and loving God. It's not eh, it's not about religion, it's about your own personal relationship with God. At the end of it, the relationship changes. But right now, this is your relationship. You see God as somebody outside of you. But as you go through the process of life and lifetimes, things change. Now, in this video, I'm not going to talk about the guru and all that stuff. That's going to be another video maybe. But this is about day-to-day life and how we should cope with stuff, cope with our insides. So we have to change one thing at a time. And that's important. So how do you change? So maybe next time. Namaste. God bless.